Our students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking the body apart and showing you what each piece looks like, how to draw it, and putting it back together to make you a better drawer. So basically, we're going to be dissecting the body so that you can become a better drawer. This is what I just said. So anyway, let's go to the table and then get started, and you will become a better drawer after you watch this. And subscribe. I keep forgetting to say that. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and comment. Yeah, comment. Tell me what you think, what you like, what you want to see next, and if you are enjoying the videos, because I always ask myself, why am I doing this? But I know it's for a blessing to bless. So many people are being blessed, and they tell me that, so that keeps me going. So I'm starting to ramble. Let's go to the table and then get started. All right, so let's get started dissecting the anatomy. Now, the first thing you need to know is there are 22 pieces to build the anatomy. 22 pieces, and they're all made of basically circles, ovals, and a couple triangles. That's it. Now, once you master those shapes, oval, did I say oval? Once you master those shapes, then there's nothing that you really cannot draw. It's just a fact of mastering those shapes. It's simple. Once you master one, there's so many ovals or cylinders on the body. So once you master that one shape, then arms and legs are a breeze. Circles and ovals. And that's why I say don't worry so much about trying to make a perfect circle. You're not going to do a book where just circles, perfect circles exist. Unless you're blowing bubbles, and even a bubble is not perfect circle. So yeah, rectangle, which turns into the tuna can. And then one thing about the body, if you have a body or a person that's 6 feet tall, 3 feet is not going to be right here in the center of the body. 3 feet, or the center of that person, is going to be somewhere down here around the crotch. I mean, you might be like 6'2" inches, 6'3" inches, something like that. But usually the halfway point is in the crotch. So you can't just say, oh, I'll make this thing and it's even and this is no. That's your halfway point right here. So that's just food for thought. So out of these 22 pieces, these little 22 pieces that you need to make the anatomy, I would say the most important would be the torso. Now we're going to break the torso down, and then I've got some pictures that we're going to look at and we're going to draw from or by using these shapes. So the first thing is the torso is the biggest part of the body, and that is kind of the center part that you look at when you're doing some type of action picture. So that's just an oval. That's all it is. Or egg shape. But for me personally, I use an oval. And there it goes again. Anytime I do that, this camera just does not like when I slide a piece of white paper past it. So let me pause it. All right, so let's take the oval. And usually when I draw a circle or oval, I'll just keep doing this until I get the right shape. Don't try to do it the first time and think it's going to work, because you're going to fail, you're going to get upset, miserable, and you're going to quit. Don't unfocus on me now. So I'll do this like that until I get that right shape. All right, so the first thing you want to do is take that oval. You want to split it in half. Split it in half again. And that's basically a cross or a T with a high point. Take half, I wouldn't say halfway, almost halfway down that, and then a U, like that, upside down U, or a mountain. And if it's your first time seeing this, if the fates led you to this channel, number one, welcome. Number two, I always give names to my shapes. Like that's an upside down mountain, and this would be the upside down house, just little things like that. And if the more you watch it, the more you'll understand. So this is what I call the beetle, because the first time I drew it and I tried to figure out how the torso goes, I ended up doing this, and to me it looked like the back of a beetle. So this is what I call the beetle. So this is your hard part right here. Now from here, this point here, you have your circle that comes around, where this line intersects and this line intersects with that circle. Come down like that. Like that, because this is your chest. This is part of your chest, and where these lines hit here come together here in that cross, you're going to go up. And that's where your chest, that's going to be the part of your chest, like that. So that's the hardest part of doing the anatomy, is this. Once you learn how to do that, then you're good. So if this is your first time and I went a little too fast, I'll do this one more time. I'm trying to make this video short and sweet. So you have your oval, center line. And no, I'm not sick. I just had some bacon and it's kind of stuck in my throat. Center line, that's easy. Make a T. And you want some circle over top of that T, like that. That's going to represent your collarbone. And that's it. Underneath there, you don't want to go halfway. You want to go a little above halfway, all the way across. And you can look at that like doing the letter H. I always try to find letters to represent shapes because some people swear they can't draw, but then you can write the number 100. And then those are two ovals right there. Pretty easy. Or the word book. And then these could be circles or ovals, depends on how good you write the word book. So don't say you cannot draw an oval or a circle. It's stressing you out. Just write 100 100 times. And then after that 100th time, I'll bet you know how to do a circle or oval. So back to this. So this represents the chest. This is the chest. Let me show you. Let me fully do this other one, and then I'll show you as I go along. Where is my brand new marker? So your chest comes out like this and around, out like this and around. This is your collarbone right here. This represents your abs right here, where your abs are going to be at. Now over here, you're going to do circles. And so at this dip right here, we'll get back to the circles. At this dip right here, we're going to have the letter V. Anybody can do that and go up. That's all. That's your neck. What's left over are your shoulders, which you will make a little higher than that original red line. Okay, so you're seeing it take shape now. So you have that. You have this mountain here, upside down U, comes up. You don't make it skinny like this. Don't make it too wide, but kind of, a good fair distance like that. Don't have it touch because your chest and your rib cage, there's a space right in between this. Like that. So again, right here, this point here, and this point right here. You go straight up. Sometimes I'll curve it, just kind of like curve it like that. Sometimes. It kind of gives it more of a roundness to it when you curve it versus straight up. And as I say, this is where the chest curves up and it goes into the delt. Like that. So I want to give you this basic before we get started. So it curves up. And this line right here comes all the way off because your collarbone comes right over top of the deltoid muscle, which is the main part of the arm. You have those big shoulders. So it goes in there and then your arm is tucked under, or it's connected to that circle. I don't want to get into too much detail. It's like that. So the hardest part would be for you to take a circle and then a cylinder and connect it. How does it look when it's connected? Is it more down? Is it more up? So that's going to be the hardest part for you, is connect that circle and cylinder. All right, so let's get on with that. Let's get on with this. So you should be able to see where I'm going with this. You have your delts right here. Your cylinder, which I just showed you right here. This is like that connection. Is the arm going to be aimed at you? Is the arm going to be going back like he's running or something? So that cylinder connects right here. Same thing on the opposite side, arm. And this is what I call the tuna can right here, because it is tuna can or hockey puck, but I think I might have been eating tuna at that time, because it is actually shaped like this. It is round because the whole body is round, and that's your waist basically, and where your love handles are, or your obliques, and that just fits right down here. So if you have your belt, you'd say your belt is at the bottom of this. because your obliques, your love handles, come and shape like this and goes down into the crotch. And then your abs go all the way down, and this comes in like this. It goes in. It goes in. Not straight down, because the obliques or your love handles are shaped like this. And then it goes down into the crotch. Or the upside down house. Instead of just drawing these pieces, I do this. And basically it is a house upside down. And then of course your cylinders for your legs. Pretty simple, okay? So just remembering these pieces and how to draw these little pieces will help you get through the day. All right, so let's do some pictures now. By using these, you have to master these shapes. You have to master these shapes. Do I need to go over cylinders with you guys? If you are new to the channel, I will go over cylinders just real quick. Cylinder, this is a paper towel roll. Let me get one that's a little prettier without all the excess paper towel and glue on it. All right, cylinder. If you look at it like this, it could be a rectangle. It's just squared off. The only time it rounds up is when you tilt it forward or lean it backwards. One of the two. When you start to see the opening, that's all it is. So if this arm was straight down, it would look just like a rectangle. When this arm starts to come up, lift up, you'll start to see a little bit of the roundness. The roundness from this part needs to be the same roundness from the back. So if I have this, if I drew this again, and I brought that arm up more, it would look like this. Roundness from the back, roundness from the front, like that. And it would shorten out. This is long. I bring it up like this, and it becomes really short, distance-wise, visually anyway. So that's the same thing with the arms and the other part of the arm. So if I put the other circle here, and I put the other part of the arm here, the forearm, it would look like that. Remember, however round this is here, this has to be the same roundness, and then your hand goes here. It's very simple. Once you learn it, don't stress over it. Just practice it. It's very simple. So with that said, let us do some characters. Now these pictures I pulled, I have a folder in my computer. Here we go. Unfocus. That I just have a lot of pictures in. You know, I've been collecting pictures for the longest time. So for whatever reason, for a lot of times it's like I like the way people ink. Some certain inkers, the shadows, you know, the way they might draw their hands. Just whatever reason. If something that I see strikes me and I enjoy it, Alexa is lighting up, probably stealing my information. So let me unplug this thing. It's trying to be slick. When I don't look, it'll light up like stealing my information out of my computer. So as I say, something that I like, I'll save it. You know, some of this stuff has been for years. I may never use it, but today I'm pulling some things out for you guys to see to make it a little easier. So same thing we got. First thing you look at is the torso. The torso here. You're looking at the torso because that's the main thing, and you should always start out drawing the torso. Don't start out with the head, because the head is really nothing. The head shows expression, and that's really, you know, you do that any old time. It's the torso that leads the way to everything else. So start out here, and I'm not trying to draw shadow and all that. I'm just going to draw using the shapes. So if I draw the torso about this big, then I know the rest of my picture should fit on this page. Let me go darker for you guys. Like that, because the head will be here, the legs, all the rest will be here, and it'll fit. So if I drew the head, and I started out drawing the head this big, my shoulder's going to be this big, and the whole thing's going to come off the page, and then you're upset. Young artists get upset when they do that. So always do the torso. Second thing is, when you look at a picture, where is that center line going? Where is it? The center line is going straight. So that chest is kind of high because the camera is pretty much low, and you can tell by that because you don't see too much shoulder. So let's just do this. And it might not be the same angle. I just want you guys to see how to use the steps. So this is going to be my collarbone here. This is going to be the chest here. And then the way they have these lines here, that is your upside down mountain. Like that. So that comes around to here, and that leaves this right here, the tuna can. And because you can tell by it's up in the air because of this circle right here. Remember, if it's over above your eye line, you're seeing the bottom of it. So this, if I did this was a cylinder right here, a complete cylinder, not cylinder, a circle, you would see in the inside of it. So that's one way you can tell. So from here, and remember the stomach comes in. The stomach comes in and then down into the crotch. So you have this left over. So you don't want to have your hips, your waist right here. You want to bring it out some and then bring it in like that. So it's the tuna can. Like that. Upside down house right here. Now see, some people have like the skin tight and they'll have like the bikini kind of shorts on, or because it's skin tight. But always do your upside down house first, and then you can come back and then do the rest or whatever you want to do to it. If you want to do the bikini cut. So basically you already have what I showed you. Now over here, of course, you're going to have your delt, which is just a circle, and your cylinder, your first cylinder. And this hand is somewhat pointing toward you because you see this circle here, or you could have it straight. Either way, let's just keep it straight. So it's going to go out one cylinder like that. So it's going to be against that circle straight like that. You have your other circle, and this just represents your elbow, and you're going to take that off when you draw the actual final shape. And then you have your other cylinder right here, and that's going to be like that. And then your hand. We're not going to worry about hands today, but this is how I draw a quick hand. It's like this part here, this part coming straight down, and this part being short right here, and then I connect them like that. So it's kind of like drawing a rectangle, and you just chop it off from this corner up. And this is a side view hand. And then you can put the thumb here, and you can put the fingers however you want to put the fingers. Like that. So yeah, that's a quick hand. And did I say I'm in my squeaky chair today? So yeah. So now this arm is raised. So of course, first of all, you're going to have that ball. You're still going to have that ball. And it's going to be out. Because of his collarbone right here, we're not going to raise that ball up higher. So it's going to still be on that same level. So this arm is coming down. This cylinder is coming down. So it's connected here, and it's coming down like this. Okay, and there's that. Now this other piece here, so if I put the ball on the end of that, this other piece, because there's a circle right here, you're going to have that circle here, and it's going to come up to right there. You're going to have that circle there. So let me start inking this. So you have this cylinder going inside out. You have this cylinder. You have that little ball in there. You have this cylinder right there, and that's connected to that circle, which is right off of that collarbone. You have that circle right here, which is the delt. You have this little cylinder here connected there. You have the ball, and you have this one connected there and there. And then your hand. And then there's a fist here. So let's just draw this for a fist. Don't draw the fist, Brian. So we have the torso again. We have this. We have the chest, and because this is because this cylinder, this torso here is a curve, is a circle. If the person is standing straight forward, just straight right at you, everything is going to be straight across. Okay. Now, if the person is leaning down, then these straight lines are going to become circles. So the more the torso is leaning, the more the torso is leaning forward or backwards, the more of a circle you would have. All right, so he is leaning backwards because you see this. right there. He's got that backwards lean. So the same thing would be with the chest. If it was leaning forward, the chest would curve like this, along with the abs. But because he's leaning backwards a little bit, it goes back like that. Now, in essence, if I drew a side picture of this, this would be kind of like this. This is going back. The head is probably coming up. And then it's going to be like this. The rest is going to be kind of like this, with one leg forward and the other leg down. So it's going to be curved here. So this is going to be curved. It's going to be curved, and then it's going to take another curve the opposite way, like that. But I mean, this is just something, when you start looking at pictures, these are things that if you're looking at it to copy it, this is just things that you have to look at. But if you're using these shapes, then you're good to go. So we have this, and we have your tuna can on the side, and then you have it, that's getting kind of long, so let's just bring the upside down house up here. Your abs come in, the tuna can stops here. Now this leg here is coming towards you because you see that curve here. So this leg is coming towards you, and I can really mess this up if I choose, because there's a curve here. Just like there's a curve here, just like this cylinder here. Get my bigger pen so you guys can see it a little quicker. This is like this. This one is like this. And then it's on top of the ball. The ball is, you got your shoulder, your collarbone, so the ball is like right here. So this would be connected to that ball here. And then this one would be the same way, right there. So you have this there, the upside, the mountain, or the upside down U. This is going to come from here to here, which is where your chest is going to curve at, right there. And yeah, and this comes in all the way down to the crotch. So you have, this is your tuna can right here, and this is your upside down house right there. Hopefully you can see that through all of this. Now this is going to be round here and round here. Breaking it down. It's not all the way out, and I'll show you that later. Hopefully this video won't go too long. I'll speed it up after this one. So you're going to have your cylinder. It's going to be round here and then round here. Now, another thing you can do is, this will determine the amount of circle that you have here, determines how much is pointing at you. So if I use this, this is not pointing at you. Put the pins down. This is not pointing at you. This thing is not pointing at you. So if this was a gun barrel, this is not pointing at you. So it's starting to point at you, but it's not going to hit you because it's not completely pointed at you. And it still won't hit you. If the single bullet comes out of it, it won't hit you. The rounder, the more it points at you, the rounder this opening becomes. So that's how you can determine how much of a bend something has, whether it's the arm or the leg or whatever. And the shorter, remember, the shorter this is going to become as well. The more it's pointed at you, the shorter the sides become. So that's another way that you can tell. So this is like, it's got a good little distance to it. Same thing here, it's got a good little distance to it. And so it won't be pointed directly at you. So you have that, then you put the ball in there, and this is going backwards. Because why? Because you see this line down here, this is going backwards. So this is going to be like this. So let's do this. So we have this. We have this right here. Have this. Put the ball in there. And then this one. And that's the same as this. Let me see if I can show you that. Here's your knee. Here's your knee. How is it like this? It's like, how is it? No, yeah. This is going to be your knee right here. This is going to be this part right here. Like this. And then your knee is going to be under it. Like that. So it's hard to show it in the camera because it's just weird. So then you have your ball, and you have your one piece at the top here, and you have another piece down the bottom there looking like this. So it's just a matter of how much you turn it. yeah, it's kind of hard to bend this all the way back. So let's kind of speed up the video a little bit. So remember, the other part is going to be connected in the back like that. And the length determines how much is bent, the length. So, and your foot is just, we'll just do a foot. And that's just kind of like an upside down house, long upside down house, rounded off just because. If I did the upside down house like that, just take it all the way back and then round it off. So this leg is straight down, and you know that because number one is longer, and you don't see really any real bends in it. So that's going to come down, and it's going to be like this, almost straight. You need your circle here, and again, almost straight. Somebody's like, you're messing up a really good picture. Yeah, but I'm expecting you to be able to draw as good as that later in life. So we're going to bring this down. Let me get my red pencil in case I screw up. I'm going to bring this down, and it comes in. It does not go straight down. It goes in. Anytime somebody flies or brings that leg close together, you're bringing them up. It becomes closer. I can't do it with my hands. So that's going to go in. And if you notice, one knee is below the other knee, just for sake, just for drawing's sake, like that. One cylinder. So that cylinder could be like this. The other one can be as a circle, and the other one can be like this. And then that house again, like that. So what am I doing? I'm doing this. Okay, so this cylinder. Let's just do it like this. Let's just do it like this. Circle, and then your other cylinder like that. Like that. Now with these open pieces, usually a lot of people will have the ball joint connecting that, but I usually don't put that in the legs, just the elbows. I'll just swing the legs all the way up. It just kind of makes it easier. And then he has a little bit of shoulder. And another thing about the neck, where is my main piece? When I draw the neck, it's like this. It's like that upside down house again. A little longer. Wow, my camera's got to catch up to what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, it's like that. So that piece is going to be like this, the neck. Because wherever your collarbone is, let me get that. Let's see if my camera can keep up this time. You have your collarbone that comes across, and you have that little dip right there, and that's where your neck is. That's where the muscles for your neck, for your Adam's apple to go. So it goes right up to the shoulders, and then you put your head on top of that, of course. So wherever that center is, you're going to have that neck. But because he's looking and leaning forward, bring him down, bring him down. And he's got a helmet on. His chin is right down in his collarbone. So, and this just an oval. And as I say, whenever I do, I just keep doing that circle until I get the right shape. And then let's just put some neck here and then the shoulder. And that's basically what you have. Now, adding, muscle structure and so forth, that's a whole different story. So let's just do this, because that in your chest, like that. And then your abs, and remember this is round, the whole thing is round. So your abs are going to come around the same way, like that. So that's basically the shape you have by just using those, and my camera has not caught up with me again, to slow down. Those using these shapes. Now let's go to the other ones and let's speed this up a little bit, since you now know what you're doing. All right, so I had to cut my camera off and cut it back on. So let's go to the next one. Let's go do this. And as I said, these are not pictures that I drew. I just pulled them up offline. So don't credit me for them being really nice drawings. And let me get a piece of paper. Now, as I said, we're going to go through this quickly because I don't want this video to be like an hour of just basically showing you. You already know what to do from the last one. First thing you do is you look at the torso. I see the torso. Okay, don't unfocus on me. I know how you hate that. Hate that. Give me something that you can focus on better. Now, again, first thing I do is I focus on this oval, this torso. So, about this size. I'm not trying to draw exact size. The torso oval until I get ready. Then I focus on the center line. So the center line is turned a little bit to the side because it's not straight down. It's turned, he's turned and he's leaning. So I'm going to do like this. Like that. Shoulders. If the person is leaning forward, and I didn't show you that. If you have a person and he's leaning forward, you want to get a dark center line. If he's straight forward like this, if he's just eye to eye, high as you are, his collarbone's going to be like that. If he starts to lean forward, his collarbone is going to turn into like a wide open V. The more he leans forward, the more of a V you're going to get. Same thing, if he leans backwards, you're going to get, just like we said, the drawing. This is it. Right here, if he's just eye to eye with you, but if he leans backwards, this is going to go higher, and you're going to see less of the shoulder. The more he leans back, the higher this is going to be, until you won't see any shoulder, but you'll just see the lumps on that chest, and it would look like this. It would look like this. You still have your center line right there because the chest is kind of like bowed out, and the same thing underneath of it, like that. And then you have that high delt. And that arm would be like this, coming to you. And that's the same thing you can do if a person is tall or over top of you. You won't see that shoulder, you're going to see that. And if he looks down, the chin, his chin is going to be right there in his chest. So just think about if this guy was like holding a camera or something like that, to take a picture of himself. Like that. That's what it would look like from a higher angle, and then this would be curved down. It's going to be there. So yeah, that's what it's going to look like if he's leaning back. But if he's leaning forward, this is going to be like that. Remember that the neck comes right out of here, that V, and then up, and you're going to have all this shoulder right here, and then that head is going to be right down here into that shoulder, because the shoulder is going to go way behind the ears. And then, of course, you're going to have the delt. But your delt, for drawing purposes, they are a circle, but they actually go behind the shoulders like this. So it's going to be kind of like a V right here, and this is the actual shape of your delt, like that. So the more he goes behind, the more he leans, the more this circle, this ball is going to be behind this, and I call this a diamond shape. It's going to be like that. That circle is going to kind of pierce that circle right there. And then, of course, the chest is going to come down. And remember, as I said, the more he leans forward, the more it's going to be a curve. So that chest is going to curve like that. Like so. And then the arms are going to be behind this circle unless the person is pointing at you. Then you're going to have to do that circle. And then this right here, like that. But of course, the delts change when you lift your arms up. We'll get into that later, maybe. Hopefully, we'll see. Don't unfocus on me. Good. All right, so back to this. We're going to go quick. So instead of straight across like that, we're going to bring it down into this little diamond mode almost. Then we're going to have the delts, of course. And I always, when I draw, I always kind of use these same steps. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. But I always use basically these same steps. This is going to be crooked because I can see it being crooked already. So my stomach, and the more you lean over, of course, the more you lean over, the less of this you're going to see. When you're leaning back, you're going to see more of it. When you're leaning forward, you're going to see less of it. So he's leaning like that. And of course, again, point. Because he's leaning forward, we're going to curve it. If he's straight forward, we'll just straight line or bring it in like that. So the chest is going to be like this and curves up into the arms at these 2 points. Then we have the tuna can here. And we're not looking at the gadgets. We're just kind of doing what he's doing. And then we have the house. And let's just do the house real quick. And then we'll adjust that later. So let's work on this leg, because this leg is basically pointing at you. So when you have this and it goes down into your crotch, all this is left. Basically, your leg is shaped like this. Your leg is like this. On your body is shaped like that. And you have this little wide open muscle area right there. So this is all your crotch right here. This is just the crotch area. The rest is your leg and your buttocks from around the back. So when we have this, if somebody's leg is bent like this coming forward, you're going to bring this in the same way this comes in, like that. You don't have much crotch, so that, and then you're going to have this circle here. And then, of course, you're going to have the front circle. So I'm doing this. Do this, this, and this is your front circle right here, because it's really aiming at you. Remember I said if it was a gun, it's really aiming at you. So we have that. I'll do it with the red pencil. And this. Now the higher I bring this up, this little circle here, the more it's aiming at you, as I said. So if I have it way down here, it's not the same picture. So I've got to have it at least coming up here, because there's not much side showing. So let's get rid of some of this. And then we'll do this. Let's just do this. Right about there. And as I said, I don't put that extra ball. I just take that flesh right to the point that I need. Then we have the ball here. And again, this one is going backwards. This one is going backwards. So this is kind of tucked under that ball, which would be right here. And it goes down like that. So behind here, and it goes down and back. Now I could bring this over a little bit more, but just for the sake of time, I'm not going to worry about it. So this one comes out. This was a long one because it's going to be about right here. So it's going to be like this. Like that. And I just didn't add the extra meat to it. That's something you have to learn to do later. Like I should have just made this one skinny, like the true shape. So this one's going to come out. Like that. And usually when I do it, especially when I draw fast, I'll just do one big oval instead of breaking it, because I'm just so used to doing it. And the other part comes like this and back like that. And that ball would be here. And of course that foot down, and there's a little bend here like that. And I forgot to do this foot here. Like that. So this hand is coming out to the side of this arm. So it's going to be like this and like this. And this one is right here and right here. Like that. Let me draw through the hand just because. Be like that. And this is the ball, of course. So we have the ball, we have this arm coming out, straight down, kind of. You maybe see a little bit of the opening, and you just have to watch your lengths between something. And usually, if it's hard for you to do this, to try to put it somewhere, put your hand where you need your hand. I'll do that. I'll put my hand. I say I want my hand right here. So if I say, okay, this is going to be my hand right here. Yeah. This is where I need my hand. It's going to stay there. So I know it's got to connect to this and this. So it just kind of makes it easier. You know there's a ball here. You connect it to here and you put the wrist there. So you just make that cylinder like that and it fits. Now from this one, same thing. This one is coming down. That was the hardest one. So it's coming down. You connect that and connect that. And then this one could be coming forward just a little bit more because of that. So here's my ball here, connected to the ball, and bring it out like that. And then there's that cylinder, and then there's that hand. And remember, I always do that shape. And then there's, I'm choking here. There's that hand. And of course, again, the head, you see how close it is to this point? So the chin is going to be here. So the head is going to be here because he is leaning. And then some neck there. Open those shoulders up a little bit more. And then basically that's what you have. All right, I had to stop and get a little water before I die on you guys. So I'm going to ink this and I'm going to add a little bit of shape to it. Because once you get this, and basically this is what I do when I'm drawing. And then, you know, I may add a little more shape to the arm when I'm drawing because I'm used to that. But this is basically how you draw. You see, you're very, very, very close to this drawing already, you know, for first attempt. So just for the sake of the camera, or the sake of whatever, I'm going to add muscles to this character here. The foot is way long. So this is going to come out here because you have that opening right there. And then you have your knee here. And then this line. And then your because you're squatting, you're pushing into that back leg, your ankles, and then your foot there. As I said, this is going to come up, goes into that. You have your arm and this, because this is a circle, it comes out like this. Same thing, this, so it comes out and it's going to dip right in here and it's going to come back out for the chest. So you have that, and you have your bicep, tricep, and you're going to have this because there's a muscle right here. It kind of separates, it doesn't separate it, but it goes in between. It gives it a little definition. And then, of course, you have your collarbone, which comes in. He's leaning forward and brings the head down into the shoulders. That, and may see a little bit of neck. And then you have these muscles right here, your trapezius muscles. And then, of course, sorry, you can't go without the abs. Like that, and then the hand. Yeah, so as I say, you're very close on your first attempt. All right, next one. This one's got a little more twist to it. But it's all the same. If you don't look at the clothes and the shoes and the armor and all of that, you're just drawing the basic mannequin type figure. All right, once again, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing this. First thing I look at, first thing, when you show me a picture, this is what I look at, this. I'm going to show you the next picture. Depending on how much time we have, I'll do the picture, but I'll show you exactly what's the first thing you're going to see when you look at this picture. All right, that's the next one. And it's going to blur on me. So let's throw this picture back to unblur it and then show that picture. Wow, you just don't like this picture, do you? Let's go slow. Let's go slow. All right. Of course, the first thing I see is the arm because the arm is way up here. But if I'm going to draw that, this is the first thing I see is this, and then this line, which way it's going to go, and then I'll see this whole line there, but that's later. Okay, so, you still good, camera? Okay, so this is what I'm seeing, this torso right here. This circle, or oval, for this torso. Then I got to know which way my character's leaning. He's not leaning this way, he's not leaning forward, he's got a little tilt right here, kind of like, just like that, because he's leaning. And if he's leaning this way, that means one shoulder's going to go up, one shoulder's going to go up, one shoulder's going to go down, one side of it. So I have this, as I say. So we got this, then we got this, because this is leaning, and this is going to be leaning too, and then this. Then from there, I'm going to do this, and then this. Now, his collarbone is really not going up. This one would probably go up a little bit, so this delt might be right on here somewhere, but we'll work on that. We'll work on that later. So the delt is going to go under the thing, so just remember that. Unless it's tilted up, I don't care how it's tilted, that little ball, that delt, is going to go under this line right here, your collarbone. So we got this. Now, we're going to go for the Tuna Can. So he's still leaning. The whole thing is kind of like leaning. So that, And then let's just draw the house. We're going to adjust that later. And that's kind of thin, but that's okay. So let's do this leg, because this leg is really, really prominent. So of course, that's going to be connected to there. So that's going to go up. And that's close. Let's do this. Like that. So this leg is definitely, it's going to be coming towards you. So let me use a thin one. It's going to be like this. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So it's going to be like that, with that opening here. And then you're going to have that ball here, and this other leg is going to come straight down. And it's coming in the same, basically the same angle as that. So if I did the second one, it's going to come like that. Oh no, it's going to be like that too. So we have this shoe here. So we're going to have that. Like that. So then you have the rear one here. So we have this here, opening here, and opening there. And then your shoe, of course, is just half a triangle. Your foot, if you take a whole triangle like that, split it in half, separate the two, so you have one like this, one like that. That's basically a shorthand for a foot, because if I did it this, straight down, across, and up, it's kind of the same thing, except just round it off a little bit, that's all. So if I'm doing a foot, I'll have square that off, come down, and depending on what angle the foot is at, I'll round it off. And then your ankle, and then your leg, like that. Here's a foot. Okay, so now this one is going here. So this is going to be like this. Where did my pen go? Where did my pen go? Okay, fine. So we're going to be like this and like this. And the same thing. This one's going to be like this and like this. Where did my pen go? It hit the floor. All right, so it's going to be like this. The ball is going to be here. And you have this one that comes up here. Same thing, this is going to be here. The ball is going to be here that connects the two, and then the back one is going to be like that. So you won't have room for the crotch. Remember, there's not a lot of room in the crotch anyway. So the next one is going to be like this. There's not a lot of room. The crotch is basically shaped like this. The rest is just legs and buttocks. So this one comes out. I'll round it off a little bit more. Watch your spacings. The longer it is, the less it's pointing at you. The shorter it is, the more it's pointing at you. And then this comes down. Well, this is going to be right at the foot. So trying to make it look close to realistic as possible, or close to the drawing as possible. Like that. So you see the two cylinders, and then there's the ball, and then there's the foot. Another triangle. Okay, that's it. Feet are just triangles. So he's sitting on a chair, which you already saw that. So this arm, you're not going to see this back part of the arm. So this delt is going to come like this. So this is his chest like this. It comes up. The other chest comes up. So that delt is going to be about right here. This is going to be that part of the arm, which is going to be just really close. And then you have that other piece, which I'm not going to try to draw through that because it'll screw you up. And again, maybe I will. Okay, so you have the delt. You have the chest that comes up into the delt. The part of the arm here is right here, and this would be the front of the arm, part of the arm like this, a little short cylinder, and then the other part of the arm is going back, so that's going to be like this. Let's just put his face there. Okay, so we got his neck and his head, neck and his head. So the head is like that. Let's put the head here. just so we have a place to put the hand. So the hand is here, and then the rest is there. So let me, because you probably don't understand that. So this is the hand, like that. So the wrist is really bent crazily. And then you have this. The other part is going to be, I don't know if that blue is going to show up. So as I said, the other part is going to go back. I don't know if it's going to show up as blue. Yes, it is. Like this. And then the delt is going to be here, which you cannot see. So, and this arm is basically, is going to be this piece. Let me show you so you guys can follow. So let me do this. You have this goes back, and you have that opening like that. And then, what is this? Is this part of the arm? Or is that part of the chair? No, this is just, his arm is just that wide. So you have this, you have your ball here, you have this, which is short, and you have this one, don't round it off, which is like this. So you have the ball. Don't blur up on me. You have connected to the ball right here, and this is going to be short. It's going to be really short because it's going to be almost aiming at you. And then the other piece is going to be like this, and that's on the knee. It's on the knee, so that should be down. I'm not going to make it down because the knee could have been higher, and it could have been closer, but I'm not. So it's going to be like this. I want to show you guys how to put the cylinders together first before I try to make it so perfect. And then the hand. Like that. So we have, if I inked it all, what was I saying? This comes out more. This is not, this would swing over more. So we will open this up a little bit more here, and then we will shorten this here. So let me ink that, just because. Here's the head. This comes up and stops right here. And then the hand is here, bringing it a little closer to the leg. So if I brought that leg up, so this comes down, of course, as it does. So if I brought that leg up here, the circle, and of course it's shoe. And then the back leg, you see more. Let's see how they got it. You'll see both sides because this part of the leg is definitely fatter than the other part of the leg. So you'll see both sides. Like that. This will come all the way down, of course, into the crotch. This one comes up, out. Stop rushing because you're messing up, I know. In like that, and in like that. A little bit of shoulder, not much shoulder, because, yeah, not much shoulder. And this would be round. No, actually, this would be the opposite way because his whole torso is pushed up, or his whole crotch is pushed up. So it would be this way. In order to see the bottom, you cannot see the top. And then this would be scrunched forward a little. So yeah, let me compare the two. Not too shabby. All right, last one. We're gonna roll on this one, but I chose this one because this one is more of a, where's my picture to keep me from blurring. This one is more of a 3D thing, and the one thing you should do instead of like picking pictures that people draw, if you see that draw, if you're learning how to draw, I understand that, but the best thing is to try to get some either live or real photo, reference photos, or a lot of people are doing the 3D things or sculptures. Those are really more realistic than something like this. I mean, this is good. This might be your favorite. I think this is Jim Lee. It might be your favorite artist and you like this, but you kind of start drawing like Jim Lee, and you might be leaving something out, so it's best to use something that is more realistic. Now let's see if I can get that out the way without it blurring on me. And no. All right, I'm leaving that in the space there just because until I start drawing, and then it'll focus on something. So again, I say this. This is what I look at is this first. So I want to do this first. Then I want to go and I want to follow that action line like that, and I'll just kind of throw the two together because this is a thinker right here. So as I say, this first is going to be curved. This line is going to be curved like that. All right, now your delts go across. Now your collarbone goes across until one arm goes up. So one part of the collarbone is going to go up, the other one is not. And number one, he's leaning forward. So you're going to get that diamond shape like that. You're going to get that diamond shape. Get my squeaky chair. I'm adjusting. Now, something about the delt. Let me show you the delt right here. The delt is actually shaped like this. You have your torso, you have your collarbone, and as I say, the collarbone comes over top of the delt. Your arm actually tucks up under the delt. That's why the delt has that point like this. It has that point, and your arm kind of tucks up under it like that. So basically, it covers. If your arm is here, and that's always been hard for me to explain, it covers your arm like that. It just kind of like flaps over top of your arm, and your arm tucks up underneath that. And then it's a point here that separates your bicep from your tricep. And there's another muscle in here like that. So without missing a beat, let me ink this. And as I said, your shoulder, if you're leaning over, your collarbone comes in between the center of it like that. So if you're standing straight up, it's going to look like this, your collarbone. But if you're bending over in any fashion or form, you're going to have that V. This is going to be the back of your shoulder. This is going to be your collarbone. So it's going to be open like that. And then you have your muscle, your shoulder muscle. And this is your collarbone going into your neck like that. And then your head here. And as I say, your arm is tucked under, bicep, separates the bicep from the tricep, and there's another muscle that goes there. See if it's going to blur on me. All right, so as you see with this one, you have his collarbone is here and here. Now that delt is here, and it actually goes around, back around here. So it covers that arm. If that arm is lifted, if the arm is down, you won't see it, but if it's lifted, you'll see that it's on the inside, and it connects with the chest right there. So in any other picture, the chest is going to be level like that, but when you raise your arm up, it's going to pull that chest. So he raises his arm up here, that collarbone goes up, the collarbone goes up, the delt goes up, the arm goes up, it's going to pull that chest up with it, just like that. So just to make it a little better like this, and put the arm there like that. It's going to look like that. And there it goes again. Stay there. Yeah. So we have this arm up, and then we have the collarbone, the delt underneath of that. There, like that. And I'll adjust that. Same thing here. Comes up, collarbone, the delt is right there. You're going to see that shoulder, because as this goes up, it's going to get closer to the head. So let me put that head here. A little bit of neck. Put that head here. This is a thinker and one that you have to adjust, because it has to come closer right off the bat. But until then, let's do this. Let's slope this around. So we have this. We have this coming down, chest, like that. You have the mountain coming down, and then you have the can. So this is going to all be on the side, because this is going to be scrunched in right here. So when he twists, Oh, let's see if I can get something to help you guys see what I'm saying. This guy right here. Straight up and down. Put the arm up. When he twists like this, this is going to stretch all of this. All of this is going to stretch, and it's going to scrunch this up right here. So if it's just up and down, it's all good. But as I say, the more he bends, this is going to pull us around and scrunch this up here. All right, thanks for your help. So, but let's just do the tuna can first, and then the same with the upside down house. This is going to stay that center line, so this is going to be the point of that house here and here, like that. So this plays a big part in any drawing. All right, this collarbone comes out. As I said, once you raise your hands, this is your, I'm losing it. This is your torso, this is your chest. This is your collarbone right here. And when you lose, here's your head, your neck. Okay, we with me so far? Because I'm out with myself. Your head, your neck, your torso. Okay. Now, when you raise that collarbone up, the collarbone is going to come closer to your neck. Going to come closer to your head, which means you're going to lose a lot of space. All this extra space is going to be gone. It's going to scrunch this up. So you have your delt here, up, and your delt here. And then your arm, of course, your delts like this. It's that circle again. It's the whole thing is basically a circle, but you just cut it in half like that, and your chest comes down like that, and your arms will go up like this. So as I say, it's going to go, the higher you lift your arms up, the more closer it's going to come to your head. So if I did this, it could actually touch the side of my face. I don't know why I lifted my arm up like you guys can see this. You guys can see that. Like that. So that's something that's happening right here. Don't blur on me. Good job, camera. So as I say, because this is almost touching his ear right here, this arm is way too low. So if his head is here, let's just do this. Let's draw the head. Boom, boom, boom. Draw the head. And because you see most of the top of the head, the eyes are going to be way down here somewhere. The nose is going to be here. And the mouth is going to be here. So that right there is almost touching his face. Then it goes down to the collarbone. And then the arm wraps around that. So you only have this much, that much shoulder showing. So almost the same with this. You have your neck, you have that, you have a little bit of shoulder, and then you have this. Now, with this hand being in the way here, as I say, draw the hand where you want it. So this hand is going into the delt, so I'm going to guesstimate it's about right here. Guesstimate, yeah. That hand is about right here. So you know you already have this, so then you're going to need this right there. We're going to need this. This is the little ball is going to be right here, and this is going to be this, like that. So I already have the hand, so then I'm going to have just a small, short cylinder. When I talk too much, I lose it, and then I have my other cylinder right here. Remember, this is going to come in, it's going to scrunch in, it's going to cut right through that stomach muscle, right, like right here. And then you're going to have that part of the delt. Do I need to take a break? You're going to have that love handle right there. And then that leg is going to come up. So let's work on this arm real quick. So this arm is coming into perspective. It's coming close to you. So, okay, you're not drawing the picture, Brian. You're doing the shapes. So let's do this. Doom, 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 doom. And then I get a little curve there, just a little curve there. So same thing here. Like that. And then of course, my fists. Like that. All right, since I'm here, I've got my torso coming here. My chest, remember the chest. Here and here, this is coming there. You have that because it's a ball, it's going to dip down here and then come out here. So you're going to have that little line there. This and that. This. And then you have your tuna can, which scrunches up here. Do my hand. Do my arm. My other part of my arm, which is on the delt. Now, since this leg is coming up, this leg is going to be like this. It's going to be like this, 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 and this. And then the other one, you have the ball here. So that other knee, the other leg, this is his foot. Yeah, this is his foot. So you won't see really, you're only going to see, I'm trying to see the picture itself. Oh, that's his calf and his foot is down here. Okay. Like that. I thought it was really tucked up under, I think. So we have this, and we're going to have this here. The more it's aimed at you, the rounder it's going to be. And then that's either the foot. No, that's not the foot because this is taped right here. So the foot goes behind the other foot. And then this one here. And then this is curved back. So we're going to do this here. Yeah, this is going to be the opening. Like that. That one, and then that one, the ball here. And then this here. Getting smaller because it's kind of going back in distance. So this one is going to be like this, like this, like this, and like this. And then you have your house, upside down house. You have the torso that comes around to here. You have your tuna can that comes in here, which is scrunched up right there. Other part of the chest, your neck, little neck here, and then remember this goes behind. It has that little pinch like that. So bring this down, house. This is going to go into the house. That's a new term, going into the house. That, the ball, this is connected, and this goes down, covering. So this is looking down, this is going down. So I'll stop it right there. I don't want it too long. Ball, and this right here, and then the foot. Like that, and you don't see this other foot. So, I don't think of anything else I can see because this goes around and you're going to get a little piece of it back here. As I say, this tucks up under and kind of like goes up into the chest. Tucks up under, goes up into the chest, and then you have your lats coming out back here, and then you have your ribs down in here. But this is not anatomy class. This is just basically showing you guys how to use these shapes to draw whatever character you see, or just to do your anatomy. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. So hopefully you did learn something, and just by using these shapes, just the basic of the shapes, you will be able to draw whatever it is you choose to draw. As I said, just 22 little pieces, and they're just all circles and rectangles. And you can do a circle, because as I said, you can do the word book. B-O-O-K. Write the word book 100 times, and you'll get this. You'll get that. Write the number 100 times, and you'll get that. So you won't say, I can't draw a circle, I can't draw an oval. And then this is just, you know, just Just draw H or draw L and then turn around and draw another L. I mean, it's very simple. So you should not have crooked boxes. If you can make the letter L like that and then turn it over and make another letter L, yeah, you got yourself a rectangle. And as I say, just you got your zeros here, turn it this way, turn it that way. So yeah, it's very simple once you do it. All it is time and practice, time and practice. So once you get it, then you're on your way to mastering anatomy. So that's going to be it for this video, as I said it again and again and again. I will see you guys in the next lesson. Class dismissed. Not peace out. Class dismissed.